Hi, this is Cheryl from Inside Out Training and Equipping School, and today's video is on how to spend time in prayer when you don't have a lot of time to spend in prayer. I know all of us are very busy these days. I know especially for myself, I work a full-time job and a part-time job. So, my time is stretched very thin. I've got a family, I've got a worldwide ministry to attend to, and I teach classes and just all kinds of stuff going on. So, sometimes I have read different books about, different people of the faith, people like A.A. Allen or Smith Wigglesworth or John G. Lake, or, just some of the people that really left an impression in the world and did amazing things for God. And, sometimes you'll read about their lives and how committed they were and how they would just kind of dig in their heels and spend so much time in prayer. And so you might look at that and think to yourself, wow, I'm a schmuck. I don't have hardly any time to spend in prayer. But that's so not true. There are definitely those times when we are going to want to just, go to our prayer closet and get before the Lord, put on worship music, spend time, linger in His presence, pray with Him, just have that engaging one-on-one time with Him. But that's not so much what this video is about today. And again, I don't want to undermine that. In fact, that's very important in our lives, to make that quality time with God. Today, though, I want to show you and talk to you about some ways to kind of make time for God when we don't have time for prayer. So, just being blunt, like I said, I work full-time and part-time, and your job may be somewhat like mine. I work in retail, so most of the day I'm out on the sales floor, and sometimes I will spend all day in prayer. And you'll be like, well, how do you do that? You've got customers, you've got people that you're attending to, you've got clothing and merchandise that you're putting around and straightening up. So how do you spend several hours a day in prayer? And again, I don't do this every day. This is just something that I do sometimes. But one of the ways that I make time for prayer is that as I'm going throughout my day, I don't know about you, but I can get distracted very easily. I have a short attention span, and I can lose my train of thought and go off thinking about 10 million different things. And I assure you, I've just that many things to think about during my day. I'm just like you. I've got bills, I've got relationships, I've got all kinds of stuff going on. So I'm sure that, much like myself, many of you probably easily lose your train of thought. So one thing that I do when I want to spend time in prayer and taking some things before God, I love to pray in the Spirit. For those of you who pray in the Spirit, the baptism of the Holy Spirit, evidenced by tongues, one of the things that you can do, obviously you can't just go around all day every day speaking in tongues, and people are going to look at you like, what's going on with you? And so being that I can't just walk around all day speaking in tongues audibly, one of the things that I do is, with my mouth closed, I will just move my mouth, move my tongue, and as if I were speaking. So I know this is going to sound really stupid to some people. I'm sure I'm probably going to get some thumbs down and some fussy comments, but I don't care. So right now, I want you to practice this with your mouth closed. I want you to try, saying part of the 23rd Psalm, the Lord is our shepherd kind of prayer. So, but I don't want you to just think it. I want you to actually move your tongue inside of your mouth as if you were saying it. So I'm going to be quiet right now, and I'm just going to say a few verses of it with my mouth closed. So I know that looks so ridiculous, but anyway, I don't even care. But you can pray with your mouth closed. Just move your tongue around as if you're still talking. I know that sounds stupid. Some people would be like, well, why don't you just pray in your thoughts if you're going to do that? But again, I lose my train of thought very quickly. So it helps me to stay focused. It helps me to continue on and to not just kind of slip off the page for a minute. I stay in that focused place. I stay in that place where, I am praying with intent and purpose. And, if you're not praying in the Spirit, pray in your natural language. Pray, just pray in the natural. And do it with your mouth closed. And what you'll find is that before you know it, you've, spent a lot of time with the Lord. You spent a lot of time with God. And, maybe you have other things that you're doing, but you're kind of multitasking in prayer. You're just hanging out with God all day and talking to Him all day. And nobody's going to know any different. You're still going to be able to accomplish whatever you need to get done during the day. Some things you may need to stop and focus completely on those things, especially if your job, is something that requires, to be actively engaged in thinking process of getting certain tasks done. But, like me, if it's one of those jobs where you're mostly working with your hands and, like I said, give it a try. Yeah. Okay. God bless. I hope that helps somebody.